everyone, and welcome. My name is Maeve McCool, and I am the Grants Manager at Create Council on the Arts, and you are starting to watch our grant info videos. So thank you for your interest in these grants, and let's jump into it. If you aren't familiar with Create Council on the Arts, we are the Council for Resources to Enrich the Arts, Technology, and Education. Our gallery and offices are in Catskill, New York, but we serve Greene, Columbia, and Schoharie counties with grants like the one you're going to be learning about in this video, gallery shows, membership, lectures, and lots more. If you're interested in learning more about Create, you can visit us at createcouncil.org. If you're interested in contacting me for any questions you have about this grant program, my email will be at the end of this video. So the Community Arts Grants Program is administered in Greene, Columbia, and Schoharie counties by Create Council on the Arts with funds from the New York State Council on the Arts statewide Community Regrants Program with the support of Governor Andrew Cuomo and the New York State Legislature. You may know this program as the Decentralization Regrant Program. It had a name change this year and is now called the Statewide Community Regrants Program. This is our major funding opportunity for artists and organizations in our 3 counties every year, with a deadline always in the fall. This program is available in every county in New York through NYSCA. So if you don't live in Greene, Columbia, or Schoharie counties, but you're interested in this funding in your county, feel free to reach out and I can put you in touch with the council in your area. The Community Arts Grants Program has 3 different grant areas that you can apply to funding for. Those being project support, so things like larger gallery shows, workshop series, lectures, performances, and so on. Artist commissions, which are grants for individual artists to create work that involves the public in some way, and arts education projects. So I'm going to go through and summarize each of these different programs. And then from here, you can go onto a different video that goes into more detail about eligibility. So you can figure out what program is really best for you. But to summarize in this video, project support grants are up to $5,000 and are for nonprofits and groups or individuals who have a community partner or fiscal sponsor. To learn more about partnerships, we'll have a separate video on this as well. The project support grant funds arts and cultural programs, so things like concerts, art fairs, lecture series, and so on. And it must be available to the general public. Projects that are centered around community are a priority. This grant program as a whole is really meant to engage the public in the arts in every far-reaching corner of each county. So if you're bringing something new to your hamlet or something exciting that reaches people who maybe don't normally have the opportunity to see your type of art or project, that is definitely a plus. The second category is artist commissions, which are up to $2,500. These are for individuals and it funds the creation of a new work. It does have to involve the community in some way. This could be through the creation of the work, a lecture about the work that you're making, an exhibit, etc. It does have to be new work that you're making for this project and cannot fund old work. The final category is arts education projects, which funds up to $3,000. This grant is for teaching artists, nonprofits, and collectives for in-school or out-of-school projects. It funds sequential skills-based arts learning and must have at least 3 sessions with the same group of students throughout. This is really meant to focus in on one special group and develop with them in the arts. You can apply to multiple grants. You may submit up to 3 grant applications, but you cannot ask for more than a total of $5,000. However, if you are a fiscal sponsor, you can sponsor more than 3 applications and it can total more than $5,000. Again, if you're interested in partnerships or fiscal sponsorships, we have a separate video going into much more detail on that. To apply to these 3 different grant programs, visit createcouncil.org and read the grant guidelines. The guidelines have all of the information that you need. It's a lot of information, but it's all relevant. And make sure to read through all of it. If you have questions, again, feel free to reach out to me and I can work with you one-on-one to help develop your project. After you read the grant guidelines, please watch these grant info videos. This is our first video in a series of videos that will go into more detail about each of the programs. We'll have a longer video discussing how to apply and how the grants are processed and reviewed by a panel of peers. And then another video discussing partnerships. After you've watched all of these videos, which are mandatory to apply to this program, you can attend an optional in-person Q&A session in your county to ask your specific questions. These Q&A sessions are a great way to meet other people who are applying to the same programs as you and who are working in the arts in your area, as well as get time with me just to go over any questions that you specifically have and to get a better sense of the program. This year's deadline is December 17th, 2021 at 11:59 p.m. When you're applying for grants this year on this date, this is to fund projects that are happening throughout 2022, from January to December of 2022. If you want any support with your application, you want to brainstorm or have me review drafts of your application or your budgets, etc., feel free to email me at maeve@createcouncil.org. I would love to help you. It's really awesome for me to be able to help people work on their projects. So really do not feel like you can't come to me and ask questions. It's my whole job and I love to do it. But if you reach out to me to meet one-on-one to talk about your project, please have that be at least 2 weeks before the final deadline. That is the crunch time when everyone is finishing up their projects, their project applications. So earlier is going to be better. All right. Thank you so much for joining in for this summary of the Community Arts Grants program. I'm so happy that you're interested in this grant program and I look forward to working with you. From here, you can watch our 3 videos on the different grant areas that you can apply to, our longer how-to video on applying and budgets and review process, etc., and then a final video on partnerships if that applies to you. Again, feel free to reach out for any questions that you have, and I look forward to working with you. Thanks.